Right over here.
Sure.
Look to your right.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I know yours was better.
Good job, truly. I mean,
Thank you.
A couple quick questions. I mean, as your supply chain evolved,
I like this guy. They said, one more question. He said, a couple questions. He's got the mic. He's in control.
did your supply base kind of go from local to foreign? And if it did, what do you do to really maintain kind of good ethics, right? One,
Yes.
two, for such a great, cool, and simple
I'm sorry.
system.
I'm like, let me try to answer the first one.
Okay.
And hold, 'cause
The other one is intellectual property. How do you
Intellectual
protect it?
property. Okay. So on the first one, did our manufacturing go from domestic offshore? Yes. I spent 2 years of my life trying to bring a mill in Pennsylvania back up, and I learned a really valuable lesson. America economically outgrew the textile business. Now people look at that like it's a bad thing. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's a crude business. Our economy, the getting got too good here. I was knocking on the door of third-generation cutters and sewers in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And it was 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, your shift started at 7. What are you doing? And the guy looked at me and said, I'm hungover. I said, so am I, but I was there at 6. You know? And America's lost its edge in that way. It's a growing pain. It's something we went through. The getting got too good. And so that was part of your question. And how do we deal with human rights issues? We're very sensitive about it. For Life is Good, a company called Life is Good, you better not be helping kids over here or taking advantage of them over there, okay? So thankfully, there's great partners for compliance now, but it's no substitute to say we got somebody watching it. I personally walk the factory floors. And I'll tell you that I've been in factories in China, for example, that are better run and cleaner and are a tighter operation than our own in New Hampshire, okay? And I've been in factories in China that I would not brush my teeth in. I've been in factories where we would never do business, but it's the same in Peru, it's the same in Thailand, it's the same, you know, we're doing some business in Vietnam, we're doing some good business in India, there's great organic cotton in India, and so there's good and bad everywhere, and you have to be extremely diligent on the human rights side, and one time they don't comply, you get out. If you're soft about it, it will happen over and over and over. And it happens. You know, you have choices. People say, that's an awful thing that a 15-year-old girl is working in a factory. It's awful. You have American consumers flip out about it. But somebody might ask them a question. Would you rather her in that environment be prostituted on the street or in a factory? It's a different, it's not, you know, it's not the same situation. They didn't grow up in a suburb in America. It's very different. So we don't want anybody who's 15 years old, it's one of our standards, working in the factory, but never take where you are and just try to apply that somewhere else. It's very different cultures out there. And your other question, intellectual property. What about it? Okay, IP. We own registered trademarks like Life is Good, or Do What You Like What You Do, many slogans, drawings, etc. It's another thing you have to be diligent about, but our strategy, we get knocked off all the time. And most of the time, we don't pay attention. You know, we go after somebody when we really feel like someone's doing damage out there, and it would be justice to go after everybody. But I don't like spending our hard-earned money on attorneys. I just don't like it. And you get caught up in administration, and there's too much. I talked to a guy from a business that you all know that's going to enter the publishing business. They have magazines that you know, and they're going to enter the home goods business. So I met with him because we're going to enter the home goods business. And he budgeted 12% of their top line revenue to spend on legal over the next 5 years. I would rather get dragged behind a truck than spend 12% of the top line revenue on legal. I'm budgeting 0.000012, you know, and as a result, you get knocked off. There's a give and take. But most of these guys go away in a year or two. It's not sustainable what they do. We have a knockoff out there right now. It's called Life is Crap. You know, I mean, how long is that going to last? You're not going to see them in the rear view. I mean, I don't think they're going to take over and build a global business with life is crap. I have faith in humanity, you know. So is it worth our time? My brother wants to kill me. My brother's like, you know, he wants to get automatic weapons and go get her. That's why he's not involved in that. I think that's